Come on, step into the danger zone. Ajá, un mensaje para Facebook.
Bueno, saludos a todos los amigos de Facebook. Pueden buscar el Unity Arting Group que tenemos allí en nuestra cuenta en Facebook y cualquier cosa nos pueden contactar allí. Así que saludos a todo el mundo a la convención de Manga Criolla. Que la pasen bien.
Unity is badass, people. Un mensaje para Facebook.
Para Facebook. Bueno, pues les quiero mandar a todos un saludo de parte de aquí del Informe de Bares de Producción Puertorriqueña. No sé qué con los trabajos míos que están exhibiendo. Y pueden buscarme también en Facebook, la página mía de prospera.com y en Dokyo también hay trabajo mío y tengo por aquí pronto por salir. Se llama Best y espero que les guste cuando salga, así que sigan patrocinando el trabajo de Puerto Rico, que es para todos ustedes. Ya lo dañé a mí también, la tenía hace que una vaina,
A message for Facebook.
What?
A message for Facebook.
Hi everyone from Manga Criolla. We're just doing cartoons here. Me and my friend. She's Ivy Beth. And I'm Dennis, known as Kaioken also.
There's real talent here, people. A few words for Facebook.
La convención estaba buena, gracias por el copy graffiti y muchas cosas nuevas vienen ya mismo.
I finally have Joey's Blue number 4. Well, there's about an hour left on the convention. Some people are getting ready to leave. There's still a cosplay contest going. Been talking to quite a bit of people, more than I usually do since I'm a bit shy, but this has been pretty cool so far. Manga Criolla Heroes and Villains Edition 2010. So far, so good. party is just about over. This has been a pretty cool experience to Wanda Heights. Thank you for the invitation. Can't wait till next year.
Hello, esteemed viewers. This is Lance Danger doing a mini review for Dokyo from Saragoka Studios. Now, they were originally going to appear on the video representing the studio, but due to a malfunction in the card of the camera, their interview as well as other stuff didn't make the cut. So, as an apology to them, I wanted to do this mini review of their offering, Dokyo. Now, the cover is very cool. It's very, that catches your eyes really. It's very energetic. It kind of draws your attention like every good cover should do. The logo looks pretty nice also. This is a special edition. I read somewhere that this is an improved version upon the original Dokyo they had released earlier. So it's definitely cool. You can check it out on their website, also on an online webcomic version that looks pretty cool. The pages look like actual comic book pages inside the computer, so that was pretty neat. And it's at www.saragokastudio.com. You can check that out there. But the actual comic, you can see if you get to see it on the website, or if you bought the actual comic, it has pretty good art. You know, it's in the same vein, probably perhaps as like Dragon Ball and like Cartoon Network of Samurai Jack era and Fred Perry from Gold Diggers, which I personally dig. So, and the visual is very good. It's very solid. The storytelling flows very nicely. The coloring looks great. The line art is very energetic. There's a lot of action. This is a very action-packed comic right here. Very action-packed first issue. And it has a very, very kick-ass dragon. And there is nothing cooler than a kick-ass dragon. The story so far is about an empire and the main character, Dokyo, who is the heir apparent to that empire. But during a battle, his father is killed, and he is pretty much cast off by himself when he turns back to confront his father's assassins. The story ends in a cliffhanger, which is pretty good because it makes you want to find out what's going to happen in the next issue. It was a great setup to end the story in. Dokyo, alone on a horse, abandoned, lost pretty much everything he had, and he's wandering alone in this desert, blindfolded, sent off by their enemies, and he's found passed out by two shadowy figures, and it really makes you want to see what happens next to the character, see what happens in the next chapter of the story. So that was a great point to end on. The odd thing about this issue, on the printed edition at least, is that it started off in the first page actually with advertisement, which is kind of weird. In a way, it's good to see advertisement and sponsors in local comics, in Puerto Rican comics, but to see it on the very first page is a bit weird and non-traditional, in the sense that usually the rule of thumb is the first page of a comic is essentially the second cover of a comic. So the person that will like pick it up from the rack or something, if the cover caught their attention, be like, oh, this looks nice. They turn the cover and they suddenly see a ad in the first page. Is kind of weird because usually it's a splash page that'll probably like draw your attention even more to be like, oh, what's this? Or it'll be a page that'll serve as a setup for the following page to grab your attention and kind of entice you to want to turn the page and see what happens. So it's a little bit odd, a little bit awkward, and maybe this is just a fanboy thing, complaint, but it's it's a little bit weird to see an ad as the first page. Also, there is so much action here that there's very little room for characterization. Now, this is just the first issue, and they started off with a bang in terms of the action, so the assumption is that the character development will happen gradually as issues progress, because again, this is just the first issue, and it's a pretty good first issue at that, very action packed. But it would be good to see some character development of some sort, especially from the main character, even though it does a good job of setting the premise of the story, and the action is pretty well paced, so that is very promising. So, in the end, if you like your comic book action packed, manga esque style, then definitely you should give Dokyo from Saragoka Studios a chance. It looks very promising. So, on the danger scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the weakest, 5 being the strongest, Dokyo from Saragoka Studio gets 3 head decapitations.
Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone. Hey, do you even eat turkey?